Welcome to another episode of the BodkinShow. I am that dude, Bodkins. Welcome. It's the weekly wrap-up show. Sorry we didn't get it out to you yesterday. So we're coming to you Wednesday morning. I think from now on we'll be doing either a Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning show. Just our weekly wrap-up here on the BodkinShow. So that's a little bit of house cleaning stuff. In case you missed it, check out the Sports Buffoons Monday show. I was on there with Tanner and JG. We talked everything NBA Finals, a little NBA offseason news. We got big things coming there. We're going to still continue to do every Monday show. It's going to be a little bit of everything, me and Tanner and a couple other guys. That'll be on their network, the Sports Buffoons Network, so make sure you check that out as well. Every Saturday, still on with Dan Harris on Let's Talk Sports. Make sure you check out everything that he is doing as well, putting everything out for Let's Talk Sports. Great community there. Have every sport, everything that you need covered. But I'm on there every Saturday, 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock Central Time Zone. So always tune in there and make sure you just hit the subscribe button to all their shows, hit the little bell button. And right now, if you're watching on anything other than YouTube, go to the YouTube, get your comments in right now, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell button too, so you know when the Bodkin Show is coming live. In case you missed it last Sunday, Father's Day, my mom likes to know dates. So mom, Sunday, Father's Day, if you missed it, check out Ryan Larson, Fantasy Football for the People. He was on the show. We had a great, almost an hour-long conversation of fantasy football. It's never too early to start preparing. We talked a little bit about how he got started and things like that. So all their links are out there. So check on their shows, get on their Twitters as well. So let's get into it this week. Not a whole lot of big news, but we always start with the NFL. So yesterday, Gronk, I'm going to call it a mini retirement once again, retires, says he's out. I just think Gronk's going to wait. He'll come back. He'll be back. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. He'll be back. Gronk is just, I mean, he's saying he's retiring, but I mean, I think Brady will make a nice little phone call about week 4 or 5, tell Gronk to ramp up. They need him. And Gronk will answer the call. There'll be a big light in Tampa Bay that says Gronk, like the Batman signal. And Gronk will be preparing. He'll be ready. I mean, I just think, and he'll come back and play for the Bucs again this season. I mean, I'd put some money on it. I don't know what the odds are, but I'd put a decent amount of money that Gronk comes back sometime at some point in time this season. But he retires. In other news, in the NFL news, Deshaun Watson has now settled 20 of his 24 settlements. Now, at first he wasn't going to settle, but the Browns said, hey, you fucking settling. I mean, of course, nobody knows what those amounts were. Everything is, undisclosed and everything like that. So Deshaun forked out some money. I'm sure the Browns was able to help him out there. So he still got, that was 20 of the 24. So he still got 4 ladies. He has not been part of that settlement yet. I'm sure those get settled. It'll be interesting to see what the NFL does now. I mean, that's kind of, when you settle, let's be real. It's kind of an admission of a guilt a little bit. I mean, Deshaun's trying to make this go away so he can get ready to play football. I think the Browns and the NFL kind of forced his hand here to try to get him to settle, try to get him to, so he can get ready to play, hopefully maybe half the season, maybe not the season. I still stand by that there was a back end deals that were back channel deals last year that's the reason he sat out all last year. It's not because the Texans couldn't play him or he didn't want to play. Like, I don't believe that. I believe that the NFL suspended him quietly last year to try to hope all this shit would go away. So that kind of wraps up that. Oh, we got a joke for the day. Chase, I can't even get this shit out. Can't make this shit up. Chase Claypool of the Pittsburgh Steelers, wide receiver of the Pittsburgh Steelers, just come out and said he's the no worse than the 3rd best receiver already in the league. had to stop to let you also get that set in. Again, Chase Claypool has come out and said he is the third best receiver in the league. I didn't stutter. It's early morning, y'all, but that's what he's saying. And I just got to tell Chase Claypool, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what he's smoking. He's been hanging out with Wiz too much in Pittsburgh to believe that. I mean, I like the confidence of the young man, but he wasn't maybe even the third best receiver on his own team. Him and Juju were too busy making TikToks. I think Chase Claypool has a lot of talent. I think he could. I don't know if he'll ever be the third best wide receiver in the league, but he's a very good wide receiver. I'll take Deontay Johnson on his own team before I ever take Chase Claypool. I mean, you could take about three other guys in his division before you take Chase Claypool. I mean, he might be the third best. I don't really know. Is he better than Higgins and Chase in Cincinnati? Probably not. Is he better than Amari Cooper? Probably not. Is he? So that kind of covers just that division alone. The Ravens. There was a Perriman there or whatever his name is, Brashon Bateman. I think he's pretty good, but I'll take it. He was coming. He's a second-year guy, so I might give Chase Claypool the nod there. But we'll just have to see. I do think that not having Big Ben there will actually help Chase Claypool, somebody that can, because he can stretch the field and somebody that can actually throw a deep ball past 10 yards that Big Ben hasn't been able to do the 2 years that Chase has been there. So I actually think Claypool will be a better receiver this year than he was the last 2 years with a new quarterback. But get the fuck out of here with third best wide receiver. So and now that kind of wraps up all the NFL news. There wasn't anything else really happening. Come to find out yesterday, before we get on there, I just saw Jalen Ramsey had a successful shoulder surgery. He had played last year with both shoulders torn. One of the best corners in the league, continues to trying to get healthy. It shows how good he was, how tough he was. Everybody likes to bag on Jalen Ramsey for a lot of different things, but kid can ball. Kid obviously played hurt. Still one of the best corners in the league. So I don't mind that move for Jalen. Getting healthy, getting that surgery, good time to do it. Gets to miss minicamp and everything else. So, all right. So we got to talk about the NBA. Hey, I told y'all, Warriors in 6. Steph Curry MVP. I was on record. I said it here. I said it on any other show. I'll admit when I'm wrong, but by God, you're going to hear it when I'm motherfucking right. And Steph Curry, MVP, Warriors in 6, huge. I was a little worried when it was down 2-1, but Boston, man, too many turnovers. They looked tired, looked exhausted. Give it up for the Warriors to handle business. Andrew Wiggins, I thought playoff Wiggy had a huge series. Man about to get paid. He looked really well. I thought at times the second best Warrior on the court outside of Steph. We never really got a great Klay Thompson. I felt like he looked tired. He hadn't played that many games in over 2 years. So I think the tank was very empty for Klay, but the Warriors still got it done. We finally got a Draymond Green game in game 6 there. The Warriors they could probably run it back. Bring everybody. They're probably not going to be able to bring Kayvon Looney back. They're probably not going to be able to bring one of those guys, but they'll be able to Otto Porter, a couple of those guys, but they'll be able to sign some league veteran minimum guys. Bring back Poole, bring back Wiggins. Wiggins already said, hey, this is probably the best place for me. I think it is the best place for him. He looked phenomenal. His defense looked great. Again, I thought he was the second best Warrior outside of Steph Curry on the court. Sometimes the second best player outside of Steph Curry on the court. For the Celtics, man, it's just another tough loss. You try to bring everybody back. I think they need a steady point guard, a good veteran point guard. Mike Conley or somebody like that would be great fit there. I mean, Rajon Rondo, if that type, I think a guy like that. I mean, Rajon Rondo is obviously not coming back, but somebody like that, a good classic veteran point guard would be great fit there. Move Smart to the 2 because he's not a true point guard. They struggle, a lot of turnovers. I thought they got it tired. And, I mean, where do they go from here? I mean, that'll be interesting. I think with the Bucks with a healthy Chris Middleton, they're probably better than the Celtics right now. And, those guys still can continue to grow. I thought Jaylen Brown, had the Celtics won that series, I thought he would have been NBA Finals MVP for the simple fact that he brought it every game. I mean, where was Jason Tatum at times? Now, he was getting guarded by their best player, but Jason Tatum also had 100 turnovers himself throughout these playoffs, which is ridiculous. 100 turnovers. I mean, you're getting the ball a lot if you're turning it over a lot. I mean, they're putting the ball in your hands, but that's just, you're a professional basketball player. You can't have that many. I mean, on a good night, you want 1 to 2. On a bad night, you want 3 or 4. And, as a team, you want 10 or less almost every night. I mean, 10 is extraordinary amount still. I mean, we're talking there's like 18, 19 turnovers by these Boston Celtics in some of these games. And at times, Jason Tatum, it looked like he would disappear. I think he needs to learn to be more aggressive, command the ball, make smarter decisions with the ball. I still like him as a good rising young star. The kid's only 23 years old. I still like this Boston team going forward. But, I mean, they just got it by the old dogs. I mean, and speaking on the Warriors back there, again, they got the old dogs, but then they got this young core coming up. I mean, we didn't even see Weissman at all. We haven't really seen him in 2 years. If he can get healthy, which I know is a big if, because, I mean, it seems like once big guys get hurt, it's hard for them to come back. I mean, but look at Joel Embiid. I mean, his first 3-4 years in the league, he was hurt quite a bit, but now he's got it together and is playing well. I mean, MVP caliber. So maybe that can be Weissman's career like that. Just a guy that everybody thought had written off, was injured, but they have Weissman. They got Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins. That could be their next big core going forward. Once Curry and Clay and Draymond get old, I thought Draymond looked real old. I think, I think that's the next person that's probably going to be out first, and then we'll see what happens with Clay and Steph going forward. Obviously, none of those guys are going anywhere. I just think that Draymond looked the oldest and looked the slowest. So I think he's on the back nine. He's got, less games, more games behind him than more games in front of him. Steph's probably somewhere right around there as well. I mean, you got talking about a guy who's been in the league a long time. So we got some more NBA news. So we kind of talked about the future. It looks like Kyrie Irving could be done in Brooklyn here. They're at an impasse, which means like, hey, they're trying to get a contract deal extension done. Kyrie does have a player option. I think he declines it, or he picks it up and it's a sign and trade type thing for that option, because it looks like the Nets and Kyrie are just split on wherever there is the years, the money. Who knows? If I'm the Nets, I wouldn't spend. I would hope that Kyrie just picks up his 1-year player option and that's it. Like, it's 1 year at a time with Kyrie, because you just don't know what he's going to do and who he's going to be, or if he's even going to be there for certain other reasons. Whether everybody wants to talk about the mandates and things like that. Guy chose not to get him. I get it. Afford to be who you can be. That's my policy when it comes to things like that. He afforded to sit out. He can afford to sit out. But I mean, I tell people all the time, like, your biggest pet peeve when you're at the job, it doesn't matter what job you have, is that you're busting your ass and you're looking around and you got this guy just sitting behind you not busting his ass. I think that's anybody would be pissed off about that, right? Like your teammate, whether any job, you're at work busting your ass and the guy doesn't come to work every day, you're going to be pissed off because you got to pick up the slack. And we're not even getting paid millions. I mean, that's at any job, from fucking the McDonald's worker all the way up to the fucking NBA. You got to show up to work, folks. That's the number one thing. Kyrie refuses to show up to work. He doesn't show up to work. Even when he's never healthy. He's only played in 82 games about 3 times his career. So I think that it's over in Brooklyn. If I'm the Nets, I want to get rid of him, ship him to LA, take Russell Westbrook, take anybody at this point in time. Kyrie's never left Kyrie ever left any situation and teamers like, man, we're really going to miss Kyrie. No, look what happened when he did in Boston. He told Boston he was going to come back and sign, and then he didn't. And everybody was like, hey, good fucking riddance, Kyrie. Good riddance. We don't want you. We don't need you. I look at in Cleveland. He asked for a trade. Nobody said really like, you know what? We're really going to miss Kyrie. No, they didn't really do that either. Nobody, when he leaves a team, you don't hear his teammates coming out talking a lot of good things about him. Not the only person that's ever said any good thing about him was LeBron James. And that's because he helped LeBron James win that championship in 2016 with the Warriors and got, saved LeBron, really. Got LeBron to, other third NBA finals. So it looks like they're going to be done. I do think if I'm the Nets, I don't want no part of Kyrie. Whether he picks up that player option, I might try to trade him. We'll see what happens there. We've been saying that. This is about the third report that they've been just at an impasse there. Kyrie's the type of player that also doesn't feel like he needs to be coached. He doesn't feel like a lot of things. He doesn't think a lot of things. He doesn't even think the world is round, folks. So he's a flat earther. Get the fuck out of here. That kind of wraps that up with the NBA news. The NBA draft is tomorrow night. So no, not real any clear with number ones. Looks like Chet Holmgren could be right around there. Pablo, I can't think of his last name, but from Duke, there's a couple of guys there. It's not like a clear cut like this guy's number one, or even like a clear cut like huge class, but some good prospects coming in. Got to look out for that. I love Keegan Murray. I think he could slide, and I think he could surprise people. Guys that's forward who can shoot. He can do it all. He can pass. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer being an Iowa Hawkeye fan, but look out for Keegan Murray. Chicago Bulls, if you can possibly trade up to get Keegan Murray, that would be huge. Not that we really – we kind of got Williams there, but I'll take – Keegan Murray is going to be a special player, I hope. Keep my fingers crossed. So that's happening in the NBA. We got to talk about last Saturday's UFC event where Josh Emmett beat Calvin Kattar. And, man, just a close battle. If you want to tell me that Josh Emmett won by split decision, I'll give it to you. You want to tell me that Calvin Kattar won by split decision? I'll give it to you. That's how close that fight was. Both guys were a bloody mess. It looked like freaking Josh Emmett didn't only have one eye. And he was able to manage. I thought he won rounds, a couple different rounds there. I thought Josh Emmett kind of won. That was the right decision, split decision. Calvin Kattar was mad that he didn't. But his team told him in the rounds 4 and 5, hey, man, we don't know. You got to finish. And couldn't get the finish in Josh Emmett. Emmett won to bang. It was a great stand-up game. Great, just throwing, both guys just throwing and trying to put each other's lights out, and neither one could do it. Good fight. It was a really good fight. It's not like a fight of the year type thing, but it was a hell of a fight. So Josh Emmett wins. After the fight, he calls out. He says he wants a title shot. Here's the thing, Josh. You ain't getting that title shot, bro. I get it. There's some new blood. You want new blood in this division. Max and Volk are about to fight for the title in 2 weeks. The third time that they're fighting. But, Josh, you ain't getting that winner. You ain't even getting the loser. I think the best fight for Josh Emmett is Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen, I got to back up. Hold on. Josh Emmett and Arnold Allen, I think it's a great fight. Arnold Allen's won 9 in a row. Josh Emmett's now won 7 in a row. Match them up. That could be a number one contenders fight because a lot of the guys that are at the top of them in the rankings, which we'll get to the fucking rankings in just a minute. Josh, they have all just recently fought for the title, or it doesn't look like. Zombie just lost. Ortega just lost. He's fighting Yair Rodriguez, who just lost to Max. So those are the top, 4 or 5 guys. And speaking of that, Speaking of these fucking rankings in the UFC, they make no goddamn sense. How does Arnold Allen not even fight? His last fight was a win, 9-fight winning streak. He goes down in the rankings. Calvin Kattar lost. Lost, folks. Lost and is still in the top 5. He was 4, lost to number 7, and he's still in the top 5. Get out of here. Now, it'll be interesting to see what Zombie does because Zombie said he might retire here next year, or like his next fight might be his retirement fight, or he's going to, or he might, so he's like ranked right like 6 or so. So maybe that's what they're thinking, take Zombie out. But the rankings don't mean shit in the UFC, folks. I mean, they can just pick out 2 fighters from, you can be unranked and fight number 1 and just be like, hey, that's it. The rankings don't mean anything. And don't let them tell you that they do because the proof's in the pudding. They don't give a fuck about the rankings. They care about the best matchups. I don't even know about that. They care. I don't even know what they care about. They change their mind more than a baby changes his underwear. Another huge, so I do like the Josh M. Arnold Allen fight. I think that could be a number 1 contender fight. It'd be a huge, huge fight. So Calvin Kattar, he lost, and like we said, he stayed in the top 5. But I think his next fight could be a guy like Bryce Mitchell, another guy who's on a good winning streak. That's a different style. Bryce is a very much like a good wrestler. Calvin Kattar's a stand-up guy. That'd be interesting to see how that fight went. Or, Calvin could take the loser of Ortega and Yair, which is about to happen next month or so in New York, which, again, makes no sense to have that fight. Why aren't they having that fight? I don't know. In, like, New Mexico, California, you're having it in Long Island. Get some Long Island boys on that card to main event. You know, Marab should be on that card instead and headlining. I think Marab's about to fight Jose Aldo, it looks like. So Marab should fight Aldo in New York. But, hey, I digress. Also, the big win, my boy, big fan, always been a big fan of Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland gets a nice win, his 2nd win in a row in the welterweight. Looked really good. They tried to wrestle, stopped it. I think that the cut down to 170 over wrestling the big old boys in 185, he's got some length on him, but he gets a nice win. He's 2-0 as a welterweight. I wouldn't be surprised to see. He called out Sean Brady. I like that fight. Sean Brady's like number, in the top 10, doesn't have a fight. I mean, we're talking, Kevin Holland was a top 10 middleweight and then was doing really well until he got to those upper echelon guys. You're talking about Derek Brunson, a guy who was 1 fight away from getting the title shot, lost to him, took Vittori on a short fight. Vittori fought for the title. So he's fought the top creme de la creme of the middleweights. And just, that's when he got caught and realized, shit, I can't fucking wrestle. And then it was like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't even be in this weight class because I'm a little skinny guy. And these guys are pretty stout, big motherfuckers. So, but that kind of wrapped up. So I think Kevin Holland, I like to see him fight Sean Brady. That's a good fight. Somewhere in the top 10. Give him some legit competition, the welterweight for Kevin Holland. Maybe not a good wrestler. Like, I'm not saying like let's give him Burns, but I think Sean Brady, give him a good brawler. Darren Till's about to fight. So I was going to say that'd be a good name for him too. I guess Darren Till's a middleweight now. I forgot. But yeah, give him somebody a good welterweight. Somebody he can scrap with. But that was I thought he looked like his best version of himself. That pretty much wraps everything up on this weekly wrap up here. There wasn't any great baseball news. We gave out our rankings last week. We'll probably give out another power rankings maybe next week or the week after. Again, we'll probably be coming to you in the morning times we'll say Tuesday or Wednesday morning. We got some other things coming. I think during football season, we're going to try to put out a couple shows differently a week, giving you guys previews of the games, talk about the games, picking against the spreads and things like that. So we're going to be coming back live again this Sunday with some new guests. We're trying to book those guests. I'm trying to book some guests right now. Got one somewhat confirmed, maybe. So Make sure you check us out again this Sunday. It'll be about 8 or 9 Central Time Zone. Again, check out everything on the Sports Buffoons. Let's Talk Sports. I'm always on theirs on Saturdays and Mondays. And always, like I said, Dan's got a lot of great things on Let's Talk Sports. Check out any of his podcasts. A lot of great guests. They cover everything. I mean, you name it, they cover it. Dan's got it covered. Also, the Sports Buffoons, they're going to go live tonight. So check out their stuff as well. Hit the subscribe button. I won't be on there tonight, but I'm on there every Monday with Tanner and a couple of those other NJG. And if you missed any of those stuff, again, find them, click the links, hit the subscribe button right now. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button on YouTube, and anything else like that. So, it's been a great morning. I hope you guys enjoyed your nice coffee. Nice little sports weekend wrap up here on the BodkinShow. We'll catch you this Sunday again. That's this Sunday. This Sunday, Mom, because my mom likes to know dates. I don't even know what Sunday is. Sunday the 26th, Mom. We'll be there. Shout out to my lovely wife behind the microphone and trying to get me look more legit every day. So we'll holler at y'all next time. Bodkins, this has been another great BodkinShow. See ya.